Nationally, this is a team that can certainly get up and down the floor. And for Virginia, the three bigs so good the last time around to kind of pick up some of those missing pieces. Who will emerge here as we are underway? One of the many storylines we're watching. What do you look for from this Virginia team early offensively?
Well, they're filling out the defense. You can see that right now. They're just kind of getting the feel, and there you go, a big three.
Here's a glance at the starting five for Florida State. Both Turnage and Gordon in the starting lineup tonight of note. And what a move to get it close to the bucket and lay it home. How about that? Well, maybe from her, but remember, this is a Florida State team that they have blocked as many shots as anyone in the conference. This is a team that certainly uses that weapon effectively, but a relentless effort underneath. Try to take that to the full distance. Massengill will inbound. Hard of the paint. Latson. Boy, she finds ways to score. The last time these two teams met here in this building, which has been a while, you got to go all the way back to 19. And a three ball that is knocked down by Brunel. So many of these players transferring in, making major contributions. You know, the winning program she's been around along the way, including Notre Dame before her time here.
They get so many different players involved. Several of their players have scored double-digit points in multiple games.
Expect Clarkson to be involved regularly here. When you talk about players moving around from one place to the next, and what is officially in her first year, nothing short of spectacular in terms of the scoring. How about this block? They play defense well also, and there's a wide open look that Turnage will find a way to knock down with a three ball. They're forcing Virginia into shot clock-wise, and here's another takeaway to go with it. The defensive start for Florida State has been the most impressive part of the game so far. And how about slowing this down, and O'Brien able to finish it well. Yeah, the three rims off, and here's Florida State with the basketball once more. Noles having claimed the lead at 12-11 and with possession. Three knocked down. Effort toward her first points of the night there. It was not to be, and here's Virginia moving it around on the perimeter. Oh, floater with the right hand. How about that look from Lawson? Comes near side. Turnage gives it up to O'Brien, and O'Brien down the left side of the lane. 6 different scores for a Florida State team trying to take the final seconds of the opening period for a spin. Virginia will have time to float one. A three that goes down for UVA just ahead of the horn.
Wanted to not take it, took that extra step and knocked it down.
Solid start between the Noles and Who's. Back with more in Charlottesville. Once again into single digits on the shot clock, and once again it rims off, and it'll belong to Florida State. Noles with Bejedi down the lane. Both were shooting pretty evenly from the field, but it's been Virginia seeing themselves have to go deep into possessions, and Florida State's defense that has been the story. So's this, though. How about Brunel from outside? It's slowed up by Vaughn.
This possession important for momentum for UVA. They need to get a little more confidence.
That'll provide some. We'll bring it up the floor. Cavaliers up by 3.
You know, Jason, you almost get the feeling that UVA had to get a little bit of a feel for Florida State's defense to start finding the seams. Let's see if UVA can be a little bit more efficient here. They're already down to 10 seconds.
Hands inside JPJ, helping him out a bit. Didn't quite get that to Latson quickly enough, maybe. She's into the heart of the paint. Latson just uses every bit of leverage she has. American Heritage High product. You've already seen all season long what a dynamic scorer she can be. There's an answer on the other end from Valladay. Beautifully executed by Virginia. She becomes the 7th different Cavalier with points already tonight. Able to knock this home, and the and one opportunity is coming for Latson. Latson trying it again. This time the Hoos will come away with it.
She says, if you're going to give it to me, I'll take it.
Inside 3.5 remaining in the second period. She wears that jersey number as a nod to her head coach, and I guess when your number's been retired, you got to agree to that, right? And she did. That speaks of what she thinks of Timpson as well. Virginia underneath, laid home by Clarkson. And team challenged my all-tournament team, kind of introduced herself back to Seminoles fans with that tremendous performance, and just continues to build on that.
Yeah, the points for all of the teams have been spread across multiple players contributing, getting into the stat box. There's Clarkson again. Looks like she might have gotten a little contact on that shot. No whistle.
Continues with Latson. Pulls it down. It just has such awareness in order to balance the score to where we sit at a one-possession game closing in on the final minute of the opening half. The NC State contest and those things not going their way in the end at Louisville, but we talked about this Florida State squad and that NC State contest, not even close. Florida State showed their scoring ability, which is on display again right here.
That's not really where it's at. It happens on the floor day to day. Any team can step up, and right now Florida State has been enforcing their will in some of the games, some bigger games.
To double figures. She's the first to accomplish that. It may come as no surprise to you with what she's been able to do all season long.
And both teams doing well with cutting off angles so far in this half. Just not allowing folks to get clean looks at the basket, especially from close. We talked about points in the paint, but there's Clarkson. She got a look.
You got the other from the Cleveland area in this game, Lawson, and Smith, who is from the Columbus area. So that Ohio pipeline, so true for Florida State, good for both these teams. By the way, that's the second personal and second team foul. That one picked up by O'Brien a moment ago to pay that off for you. Speaking of Taylor, on cue, she lays it back home. And take control of this basketball game, which has been back and forth since the opening tip.
That's true. And you know what? Not sure if you can say that's for, the multiple players that have scored for both teams, but it's also the defense.
Game that has been played in a small window of separation throughout. And
almost before she got the ball, you get a feeling she knew how that play was going to end.
Well, you thought with where she was at the half, perhaps the milestone was not in reach tonight.
Getting Taylor involved in the offensive end is important, too, because it can open up some more shots around the perimeter for UVA, as they've been doing so well with that. Take, for instance, that.
What did we say earlier? No one had taken the reins of the basketball game to do just that. It's been Virginia here in the third.
Virginia made some adjustments, it seems like, on defense to close up some of the openings. UVA firmly in control right now.
11-0 run, 2-12 the time that had taken. Across the last 4.5, 17-1 run. Cause you to catch your breath just a bit, but everybody continues as Valladay works this inside. There's points to the fourth for Taylor. She has 16.
That's all she needed. Get the ball in her hands, you almost feel like at this point in the game, and it's going in.
She leads all scorers with those 16 points. And also has the 3 free throws and as many tries, including the 2 you just saw, for 13 points. But be within a couple of baskets and now have the basketball as Latson comes away with it. Florida State having responded well.
And now it's Virginia who's taking those stretch shots. Look at that dish.
Had a drought of their own that stretched across almost the entirety of the third period. Allowed UVA to build a double-digit lead. But right back in it, though, here's the response Virginia was looking for. Up over 20 blocks in this game between the two teams, right?
Yeah.
Nothing to notice there. How about the defense that's been played? Comes inside. 4:20 to decide it. In a one-point contest. Here's a 3 that would give Florida State some breathing room, and it rattles down.
And you said before, you got to watch the fouls on both teams. That could be another factor in this game. There's Bejedi again. Play tight if you're Virginia. Florida State got to take care of the ball.
Noles break the press. Get it into the half court. This would be a huge 3 for the Noles, and it goes down for Bejedi. She just reached 500 in her first season on campus there in Tallahassee.
Her future is bright. You can't wait to see what's going to be in store for this young player.
Laying it home on the other end of the floor, Taylor going to be just shy of that mark. But it's a milestone night for Latson, and it is a memorable comeback for Florida State. The Noles will pick up a 77-68 win over Virginia.